Growth sucks cash way faster than you think.
Me and my team have never been busier. I've got a team of 6 and I'm about to put on 3 more people, but I'm a bit nervous that am I biting off more than I can chew?
Chew faster, right? Make hay while the sun shines. However, a few things to remember. Growth sucks cash way faster than you think. I see a lot of businesses that grow broke because the hubris of growth, the sense of feeling like, yeah, it's all coming together and here we go and I'm kind of like the master of my domain. It is very, very easy to pack on fixed costs. New team, new systems, new procedures, new technology, new infrastructure, etc. You can bring them on like that. But what tends to happen is people, and it's not just COVID, you might be experiencing it because of COVID, but I've been doing this for 15 years. And in different industries at different times, there's always some kind of external context that's making certain industries pop because of certain environmental, economic, social factors, whatever. So there's always someone popping for some reason. And it often, again, with all the respect in the world, it often has less to do with the business owner and more to do with the environment. My first business, we went from 0 to 10 million in 3 years. And it was just because that's where the trend was going at the time. We're in the right place, the right time. And don't get me wrong, we put a good business together, but not like 0 to 10 million in 3 years special. It was just one of those moments in time where we're in the right spot. The main thing that I see going wrong is people focusing too much on activity and not enough about assets. The problem with businesses is that they're intangible. And so they end up being a bunch of to-do lists and meetings and problems and issues to solve and people headaches. And it's all this sort of intangible, ineffable sort of stuff. And the problem is that if you have a bias to activity, trying to cut through the noise of a growing business, you'll end up hiring more people and you'll be putting more of your time in to solve those problems. And so eventually it just bloats inefficiency. So your revenue might be growing, but your profit won't be. In fact, your profit could be going backwards, which is the typical thing in growth. The key is assets. Now, an asset is anything you can build or make that it'll exist if you and your entire team were to disappear. So if you just imagine you and your team right now disappear, what is left in the business that continues to add value? So some examples of ours, like we have the Key Person of Influence book, right? If me, Dan, the whole team disappeared, there's still people reading this book going, oh shit, that's a good idea. There's still people listening to my podcast, watching the videos. There's still people going through our funnels. We also have internally a whole bunch of team training materials. So it doesn't quite work that if the team disappeared, but let's just say I disappeared, the team can still be going through all the team training materials and getting value without me, because I think of my business in terms of what are the assets of influence that I'm building, that if I was to disappear, the business would still run. Most people think of assets like shares or property. You've got to think of your business as tangible in the same way. So if you're growing and you're hiring people, 2 things. First thing is you need to realize that the bias in your business needs to be to the production of assets, and ideally the assets of influence that cause inbound opportunity to far exceed the fixed costs that you're stacking on. So before you add too many more fixed costs, I'd want to make sure that you've got at least a 6, 9 to 12 month runway of new opportunity that you can't quite handle yet. So you're building into that capacity. And then as you build into that capacity, put more energy into the sales and marketing assets to create even more inbound opportunity to give you that confidence. Because often what happens is fixed costs grow and then all of a sudden it gets to this level where, oh shit, there's not enough inbound opportunity or sales to cover that, and now you put yourself in a cash crisis situation. Bigger business, but at no size of business is a cash crisis. So the second thing would be to make sure that every single person on your team is dedicated to developing the assets of influence as well. And again, a good starting point, these 5 principles in the Key Person of Influence book. You can benchmark yourself with the KPI scorecard. Just Google Key Person of Influence scorecard. Will give you and your team a real focus on what is the stuff you should be building as opposed to just the stuff that you're doing to make sure you're oversubscribed and to make sure you've got the comfort of being able to build capacity and capability in your business and your team. But good luck with the growth. Just don't grow broke.